Hello, listeners, and welcome to the Buzzard's Nest podcast. I'm your host, Buzz. Thank you. No need for applause. No need for that. Hey, you found us. Keep listening. I'm going to start out today's show with the Buzzard Nest podcast State of the Union. Right now, all our podcast episodes are in the teens, which is fairly good for a starting podcast within its first year. And our YouTube channel is up to 1,609 views as of this moment. So we're doing really good there. We usually do unboxings and stuff. I got a new video I got to throw up tonight or tomorrow, different than an unboxing. An update on a Kickstarter. Let's see, today's the 8th. It ends in 2 days. I don't think we're going to make the money. But if you listen to my podcast, Happy Thoughts, I do have a plan B. And soon I'll be selling the t-shirts. Instead of giving them away as a thank you for your donation, I'm just going to sell the shirts outright. They'll be $20 a piece. I have double extra large down to medium. I have a limited supply, but I like to sell those off, and then that way we can get the pro account for hosting the podcast. Because if you listened before, but if not, you're new, I have to take down podcasts as I put up new ones because I have limited space. So that pro account would help us out a lot with advertising and statistics. I don't get that great of statistics, so all I can tell you is the podcasts are listened to each episode in the teens area. My best one is probably welcoming one, starting the starting the podcast, and then all units yellow 4 stories from hospital security. Those are my top ones so far. But that's how we stand right now, and let's get to this week's real topic, which was Beanie Babies versus Funko Pop. Anybody that was around in the 90s knew about the Beanie Babies. If not, I'm going to give a brief, maybe not brief, but a good little summary of what Beanie Babies used to be. Now, Beanie Babies were little stuffed animals, various different animals. They were stuffed like a beanbag. The company did that to make it more flexible, rather than a stuffed animal that stayed in one position. Now, back in 1993, Ty Incorporated produced its first 9 beanie animals. They weren't the Beanie Babies we all pretty much knew and loved. They were the beginning. But Ty Incorporated is a part of Ty Warner. And then in November 1991, they became Ty Incorporated. And they produced these Beanie Babies. Now, they would do things that the various colors, various types of animals, they would name them. And they became highly collectible because what Ty Incorporated used to do, once it kicked off, they would retire sections of Beanie Babies, like the bear that was red, that had a certain name. They'd stop making it. You'd never produce another red bear. They go on to a dolphin, different bears with coloring or little clothing items. One was a shamrock bear, I believe. They would produce those and stop them. Then they began creating their own rarity. They would print them in limited edition. Now, some of the bigger names of Beanie Babies that were really sought after was the Garcia bear. It was tie-dyed, and even though they didn't link it to him, everybody thought it was a dedication to Jerry Garcia from the Grateful Dead. So that bought up really good. During the creation of that bear, they were sued, so they had to rename the bear Peace Bear. There was a Princess Bear, which was dedicated to Princess Diana of Wales. When she passed away, it was a limited edition. The Decade Bear was the Beanie Babies' 10th anniversary bear. There was a Tabasco, the bull bear, yeah, it was a bull, excuse me. The bull was originally named Tabasco Sauce. Then it was changed to was Snort the Bull. They did that because it was infringements of the Tabasco trademark. Now, if you collected Beanie Babies, you had to leave the tag on. It was a heart-shaped tag. On the front it said TY. Inside was a name. Those are what made it valuable because it named that Beanie Baby. Peanut the Royal Elephant, which was one of the most notable bears. Its creation was produced in 1995 in a royal blue color. Then Ty noticed that the fabric coloring was wrong and it needed to be light blue color. It was a light blue color, so they started the light blue version and stopped the royal blue. Then they made the light blue until his retirement in 1999. They only made about 500 of these Beanie Babies and go for about 1,500 with the original tag. I don't know if that stands still today. And of course, coming out of other foreign nations, they were counterfeited everywhere. But there were a lot of horror stories in this. A gentleman out of California in 1998 invested his life savings of $100,000 into buying up every Beanie Baby he could find. The reason he did this is because he wanted to fund his 3 children's college fund. And he figured he would be making 3 to 5 times more than what he bought them for. But he bought them right at the edge of the burst of the bubble of collectability for these items. And they were literally worth nothing by the time, years before these kids were ready to go to school. So he was sitting on what used to be $500 Beanie Babies that are now worth $5. So that's just one of the many horror stories that came out of the Beanie Babies itself. Now we look at Funko Pops. They're the present running ones. And all they are is bits of plastic molded into your favorite pop cultural icons, characters. Now, again, they're only bits of plastic. They sell for like 10 to 15 off the shelf, depending on what you're looking for. Now, a little background on Funko. Funko is an American company that manufactures licensed pop culture toys. Funko is most known for producing licensed vinyl figures and bobbleheads. In addition, Funko produces licensed plush action figures and licensed electronic items such as a USB drive, lamps, and headphones. They were founded in 1998 by Mike Becker. The company was originally conceived as a small project to create various low-tech, nostalgia-themed toys. Funko's first manufactured bobblehead was of the restaurant advertising icon Big Boy. And I think Big Boy, I'd love to see Big Boy. Used to be a big icon in Pennsylvania area here. They began selling in 2005. Funko LLC is now headed by Brian Mariotti as president. Since 2005, the company has increased the scope of unique toy lines and has signed licensing deals with various companies. A lot of them are big names. Marvel, DC, World Wrestling Entertainment, Lucasfilms, and the list goes on. The list is very intense here right now. Comic books, video games, television networks. Jeez. According to Mariotti, we were in, quote unquote, we were in the $40 million range for revenue in 2013. And $28 million of that was from pop figures alone. Holy moly. Yeah, and in 2015, they also added sublines to their collection. Mopies, Dorbs, Vinyl Idols, Vinyl Vixens, Super Deluxe Vinyl to their existing lines. And as a collector, I know some Funko people want every single one ever created. I've just gotten, I think I got 4 in my collection, that's it. But there are things that I like. So it does catch a group of people in all areas of pop culturism. My thought of this is Funko gonna pop like Funko Pop's gonna pop like the Beanie Bubble did. Say that fast a few times. Beanie Baby Bubble. Because some of these Funko Pops can get up to, just for a single one that I've seen, just out of a recent New York Comic Con show, hundreds of dollars. I'm talking like $200 a pop. When these things sell on the shelf for $10 a piece. The ones I were looking at were limited to 120 printing. Now that's what gets you. Beanie Babies did the limited printings, one because of mistakes that were made, two because they realized that the ones they made mistakes on were more collectible than the ones they had fixed. So they began purposely doing rarities. Now, they're not the first to do this in the collector's realm. Action figures for Marvel, DC, the beginning 12-inch G.I. Joes. G.I. Joes had the mistakes that they fixed, but that created collectability. I was trying to think of something else. The Star Wars action figures, because of dangerous toy manufacturing, because of small children items, children can choke on things. I think it was Luke Skywalker and Darth Vader extendable lightsaber. It was so small and frail it broke, and that piece became an object that would get lodged in a child's throat, so they quit making them like that. It wouldn't telescope out. I think it was three pieces. There would be 3 sections in it. They turned it down to 1. The Boba Fett with a projectile missile was stopped. The projectile missile was then molded into the backpack instead of being a projectile, because small children can choke on it. They're very, very highly collectible items, and they go for big money. So did Beanie Babies regenerate that and work on it? Yes, they did. But Funko does the same thing. Since they become a highly collectible item, let's start producing the extreme rare of rare items themselves. Okay, I'm going to look up for everybody. Ooh, there was a breath in there. I'm sorry. I'm going to look up for everybody the rarest existing Beanie Babies right now and the rarest Funko Pops. Now, Beanie Babies still do have some highly rare collectible ones. Number 10 in this list, Sweet Sasha and Marvelous Malaya, M-A-L-I-A. They were produced in January 2009. They were part of the 12-inch stuffed doll collection. The dolls were immediately linked with United States President Obama's daughters, whom shared their names. That's great. And that's probably a downfall of the Beanie Company. They don't get licensing agreements with anyone. They just produce things that look sort of like it and name it something different. Funko goes out and gets them licensed. They're licensed objects with Funko. Number 9, Inky Gray Without Mouth. Presently, it's going on eBay for $1,200. So there is still value in Beanie Babies, but very few. The one I was talking about, the Royal Blue Elephant, named Peanut, released June of 1995, right before the kickoff of the Beanie Baby wildness. They say it's gone down in value, but presently can be found for $1,000 to $2,000 online. See, this is why people invested so much. They thought they were going to go even higher, but it began dying out. Mystic, the Unicorn, released in 4 different styles. It was looks like the horn and hair style. June of 1994. Oh my. See, this is what created rarity here in these ones. That's what drove their price up. $3,750. That's with the fine hair. The coarse hair one is selling for $1,130. It was retired and then re-released with a different horn color. It was like metallic looking. They're going for $3,000 a pop. And then there was one released with a furry rainbow mane for $2,500. I gotta quit stop. Yeah, I gotta stop saying pop when I mean each, so that way I don't confuse everybody. The Millennium, I remember this one being sold downtown Irwin during the Millennial Parade that was down there. I remember a few stores having it. Released in January 1999. It's still on the list price for $5,000. And there's next is Chef Rubicon. It's named to celebrate some celebrity chef. Ooh. Again, created rare version. The one donning a chef's hat and coat. Sold for $7,000. Oh, this is a past price. $7,353.51 in 2011. Claude is a tie-dyed crab from May of 1997. It's sold for $10,000 online due to errors on the tags, but the seller claimed it's worth $100,000. Okay, Peace Bear. Here's Peace Bear. He $30,000. Lefty, autographed by Hillary Rodham Clinton. How much did it sell for? $50,000. And Diana's Princess Bear, still the number one Beanie Baby. The most rare of these is a Princess Bear known as a ghost version. Good job, people. Selling for $507,000, $500,000. It was manufactured in Indonesia using PVC pellets and has a space on the swing tag. That's terrible reading this article. Who wrote this? Oh, jeez. But that's Beanie Babies. That's the rarest of them all, and that's what's left. Everything else I look at has been terrible in pricing. I'm just going to give you a sample of some of the Beanie Baby prices presently. And I'm looking at standard and regulars. You're looking at $3, $4, $10. The top price one here is $20, and that's Emily the Elephant. $5 is about the standard of all they're worth. You get some pop-up ones. Coral Casino is worth $400 plus. That's the highest price one I see so far. You're looking in between $5 and $20 for any of these right now. Okay, we have Tabasco one, the Rarity Bull that I talked about. I guess there was several generations of it. And third is going for $30, and the fourth generation is $70. That's going to be a tag and design thing. Trap, $55. But after that, it's all like various ranges between $3 and $6. So if you sunk your fortune into that, I am very sorry. Very sorry indeed. But if you get it at Funko's, now that's present. They're still running to this date. We have Pop Animation. No, this is Funko Pop when I'm saying Pop. Planet Arlia Vegeta, $820. It's a Dragon Ball Z character. I don't know that one. Batman in Blue Metallic is $790. Game of Thrones Ned Stark Headless, $610. Pop Disney Lotso and Flocked, $540. Flocked, what it means is the material it's made out of feels like velvet instead of hard plastic. Freddy Funko as Kylo Ren, he's selling for $400. Boba Fett Droids, $380. He was an exclusive of San Diego Comic-Con. Amazing Spider-Man Metallic, $340. Now, this is an updated... Well, this is, from what I understand, the updated list of hard to finds, but I was presently looking for the Comic Book Men Funkos. There's 5 of them. Ming, Mike, Walt, Bry, Kevin Smith. And I've seen all 5 of them for $750 with free shipping presently. And they just came out like a month ago. And they are limited. The Ming, Mike, Walt, and Brian are limited to 120 in the colors and clothing they're wearing now. Kevin Smith was 500 print in a gray hockey jersey. Now, I did reserve myself the Kevin Smith in the hockey jersey for Fat Man on Batman, one of his podcasts, and that I got for $20. And that was a New York Comic-Con exclusive. The other ones, the 5, were for the Funko Pop headquarters opening. They opened up a live store instead of going out to distributors. You could go to the live store and get what you want there. There are retired ones that are going for big money from Funko. Jay and Silent Bob was one I was looking for. That unsigned, I think I was going for $120 a pair. There are people selling the retired ones now at half decent prices, luckily. But Funko, I think, working on their side of the bubble not bursting yet, is they have license agreements with everybody they create with. And they do pick pop culture icons that help drive them for collectability. They have a set of the Golden Girls as a Funko Pop, if that's what you're interested into. Their rock candy vinyls are looking really good, but again, it's a vinyl. It's in one pose. You put it there, and that's it. And their plushie division probably appeals to younger kids themselves. But some adult collectors get into the plushies too. Now, the plushies I don't get into. I don't like the Dorbs either. The Dorbs are like a upside down bowling pin. And each one of them is made with a smile on their face, whether they're a villain, whether they should be scowling or not. They all have smiles, and I just don't get into it. There is another line of Funko Pops. It's called Fabrications, and they're a little bit better than the plushie Morbs, Meeps. What were they called? Mopies. The Fabrications are a little bit more detailed. They're a little bit more plush. They feel sturdier in your hands. They're not like, they don't feel like one of those stuffed animals out of a carnival or something. But their line is amazing, what they cover. I think that's where Beanie Babies might have failed and why it died off. It couldn't spur a next generation of people loving what they do. They also have shirts, but I'm not fond of the shirts because if I buy a comic book shirt, I want to have the artistry done on the shirt, not the same Funko head pretty much, if you understand what I'm saying. Might be hard to explain. Okay, I'm looking here at the Funko Pop Price Guide website. And Funko Pop began producing Funko Rides. They're characters inside their vehicle of choice, or the riding item of choice, I should say. Excuse me. They sell a Han Solo on top of a Tauntaun, and it looks amazing. As a Star Wars fan, I would love one of these. They have a few others. I think they had Batman in the Batmobile. That would be great. But I'm looking at some of these semi-newer ones. Okay, Wedge Antilles with Snowspeeder. Now, the Snowspeeder's a little bit smaller. The rides I've seen are big. Like the Tauntaun one is a big one. Look really nice. I bought last comic book convention when they come out and for sale only at certain stores and locations, the GameStop Doomsday. Now, I bought that because it was supposedly going to be one of the biggest Funko Pops they make, which isn't true. Supposedly for Thor Ragnarok, that the Hulk is supposed to come out in a 12-inch Funko. I hope it comes out with all the Spartan equipment that it wears in a commercial. I haven't seen the movie yet. Don't spoil it for me, please. But I'm just glancing at some of these, and they did a cereal run. Sonny the Cuckoo from the cereal, he presently goes for $70. Lucky the Leprechaun sells for $70. The Trix Rabbit is $70. They were a limited run too. And again, they make their rarity and they make their values go up. I don't think when the value goes up, I don't think it helps Funko Pop. But I think if they notify the public, to which they do, that this is going to be a limited run or this was created just for this comic book convention, that it does go crazy. It sells like mad. And they don't have to worry about leftover backstock or anything. I'm just looking at these oddballs that Funkos that I wouldn't know existed because it's not a culture area that I would look at. On here is a beautiful Ghost Rider, glow in the dark, on the motorcycle, really cool. That's for $40. They did do limited edition Funko Pop Freddy. Freddy's their mascot. And they were given away to employees. There were some extras and leftovers. $70 a piece. The Pennywise from It, the movie. There is one with its mouth is open, the spiky teeth, and the hair is up in the air. That's normal cost is $40. And there's a the scene from the movie that the hair covers the face, and that was a rare make for the Funko Pop. I've seen that one going for $150 because it's hard to locate. Funko Pop also does the mystery mini bags. You don't know what you're getting until you open it up. There's only so many per case. But they're like, one of the mystery things is $7 a piece. It's a piece of plastic, and they got to be making a killing. So, with all this said, is this market grab or marketing idea that Funko Pop has, is that going to keep the collectability going? Is that going to keep people coming back for more? Because that's what makes your company exist longer and longer and longer. Beanie's collectible bubble popped a long time ago. Was it their bad marketing, their bad decisions on creating without licensing and just trying to stay away from that? I think Funko will outlast Beanie Babies. I think Funko will have a bigger grab onto the market of collectibles, toys, with their scheme they're going with now. I personally would love to see more of the Funko headquarters open up per state area. Their first one, they're trying it out. Will it still keep going? I hope it does. I like what Funko's doing. They branched out in so many different areas, from the shirts, the Funko, the bobblehead, the Funko rides, pencil toppers, and things in that area. So we'll have to see how it goes from there. But I think Funko's got the right deal going. Now I'm latched on looking on these Funko Pops because I haven't explored this deep into it of what they create, what marketing lines they have, what licensing agreements they have. But they have a Buddy the Elf, which would be great for the holiday seasons and is funny as can be. They got tons of sports ones. Black Chrome Batman. I just seen someone trying to find that. Here it's $55. And now they have this new line. Now, this might be another subject that I could go over, but it wouldn't be as long. But back in the day of the 80s, video games were coming out and they were 8-bit, which meant that the picture was very pixelated, square-based, and nothing had round edges. It was all squared. Squared. You could make little squares, diagonal line, but you never got around. Coming back into style is 8-bit video games. Now, action figures, as Funko is doing, that are 8-bit that are squared off. And they're a big sell. I don't understand it. The only thing I wished for when I was younger, like, couldn't this look real? Couldn't this look sharper, more detailed? And now everybody's falling back to that. Is video game age, also going to have that retro, this is back into trends, just like fashion does? We already seen the bell bottoms come back once. Now I gotta see 8-bit coming back. It drives me goofy. Like, why would you want to go to 8-bit? I just don't understand it. And more into these Funkos. They got the Hellboy Rasputin. But those things were selling for like $11. I just bought, because it was on the shelf, the Stranger Things Demogorgon. And I was like, oh, this is going to be worth something. If not, it's cool as heck on the shelf. Still in the box. I am a true collector. It's still in the box. And I don't see it rapidly going up in price. And I'm just looking forward to the Star Wars. They have the Star Wars characters out the wazoo. And I haven't seen... I forget what my last one I seen was. But whatever this Porg is coming from, I have not seen it. It's a character that looks like a hoot owl with its head up in the air, eyes on top of its head. Porg. I don't know what it is. If anybody knows what it is, anybody has any input, I did put this up on Facebook to call in. Nobody has called in as of yet, or I would have patched them in. Oh, here it is. The one I wanted. Brian Johnson from the Comic Book Men. It is being sold for $225 and $8.95 shipping. Dang it. Walt Flanagan. Same line, $225. Mike Zapsik. $250. How's he getting $250? Why is that one more? They're both the same print. I don't know. They got the kid from Home Alone, Kevin. You can find anything here, and the values. This is a selling site, and that's usually what you want to look at for a collectible price. What are people selling it at versus what people are buying it at? And you just usually take the average in between. And they got the minis. Some of these minis can get crazy too. Here, little mini. I think they're about 3 inches total tall. They come in mystery bags. You buy the box for $7. Here, the Hulk in his Spartan uniform is going for $10. Funko Freddy and a Dorb. I don't like Dorbs. I don't know what it is. The Dorbs do not excite me at all. And I'm sorry for the vehicle noises. Usually I record real late at night, so I know there's nothing traveling up and down the road. Very sorry. You might hear that every once in a while. Makes it nostalgic. Oh, there's another one. So very sorry. But yeah, that's where I'm at with that. So what are your thoughts on it? I think Funko is going to last as a collectible item. I feel sorry for anybody that thinks, in either sense, the Beanie Babies has already proved it, that they're going to collect these and make a fortune later. It's pretty much the only way to make money off these is to hunt and find the rarest ones, the retired, the rarest made, limited editions, and buy them and sell them immediately. If not, it's like within 30 days, you got to sell them up. Because the ones from the Funko Pop headquarters opening that I've been looking for, it's about 30 days later, and that's their prices, $225 a pop. And they probably bought them. We had to be at that store opening to get it. So if you were sitting there at that store opening, you bought them for $20 a piece. And you're turning around and selling them for $250 a piece. And that's the only way to make your money while the craze is there. You can't sit on them long. You can't sit on them forever. I know that the Jay and Silent Bob ones that are retired, once people forget about them, don't know they exist, hopefully someone doesn't learn about them, they will be coming down in price too. So it's when you hear to retire that it's retired, you got to sell them really quick. Okay, I just did a quick search on eBay. I used just search straight up for Beanie Babies. Changed the sort, the highest price plus shipping, and see what came up. And right now, the highest selling Beanie Babies is 3 of the first edition Princess Diana Beanie Babies, selling for $652,200. And that's for all 3. Going down just one more spot is 2 of the Princess Diana Beanie Babies. Authenticated, super rare. They are the ghost version. They are selling for $652,000 total. Yes, and if you keep going down that page, it's all they have the ghost version too. I still, it's a different color. It's made in Indonesia. I swear it's a knockoff, but it's selling for the same price. If you keep going down, it's all mainly the top selling ones. Most expensive are the Princess Diana Beanie Babies. Keep scrolling down, and some lady's selling her Princess Diana lot. It's all kinds of collectibles, including her books, the newspaper articles of the wedding, and everything else for $250,000. So you can have that too. Now, same search, eBay, Funko Pop. Sort by highest price and shipping. Now the first one comes up is one I myself would want, but I do not have the money. They are very rare. They're retired, or they call them vaulted. Vaulted means they'll never be made this way again. Is the Funko Pop Stan Lee gold, silver metallic, and chrome editions. Both are signed by Stan Lee himself, going for $60,000 with free shipping. Yeah, I'd never be able to afford that. Now, if you're a Rick and Morty fan, right now, I have no other information on this besides what's on the eBay listing here. It's a Mr. Meeseeks with white pubes. It's a rare defect. He is selling for $25,000. And the picture is centered into his crotch and it's white. So I don't know. I've never heard anything about this. But if you continue down the list, they do not sell as much as the Princess Diana beanie. I just found another Mr. Meeseeks with the defect. $10,000. There's a $10,000 Willy Wonka set from the old Willy Wonka. They're gold. Well, they're gold colored, I should say. Here's another Mr. Meeseeks. Rare hanging dong defect. It has an extra plastic clip in his crotch area, like it wasn't sanded before it was put together from the molding. It's like a molding leftover. Holy crud. There's another one. Same thing. Holy moly, people. What? You think that type of defect is actually going to make that worth anything? I can see the Stan Lees. The 2017 superhero Stan Lee. Red Chrome. This was introduced at the San Diego Comic-Con of 2017. It's going for $4,000. So I'd pretty much like to watch these and give an update if they actually sold. I couldn't say to see paying the price for any of these. Maybe because I'm a cheap bastard. I don't know. I just don't see them being that valuable. These are people that bought them at the right time that are trying to sell them at their prime. And it's quite amazing what they're asking for them. Now, lots, I don't know. Depends on how many is in the lot. Is it worth it when you break it down to singles? I just wonder. I wonder about the people who paid this money. Oh, here's the blue chrome Batman I talked about earlier. This is a Toy Tokyo exclusive. Limited edition mint. Here they're selling it for $1,200. You either got to be into this like 1,000% to understand what's coming out in the market, what's going on in the market. It's almost like stocks. It's like a stock exchange. All right, people. That's going to end this one. And if you're listening next week, I'm not sure if I got a grumpy doc next week. If we do, we're going to do that. If not, I'm going to try to have a veterans call-in or military personnel period call-in, ex or present. And we're going to do one story from each person, a funny story, hopefully. And let's see what everybody got. All right. Thank you. Take care. Enjoy yourself. And give it a listen.